been a while since y'all heard that shit, right? We're going to go live. I'm going to talk about this Supreme Court ruling that seems to have everybody up in arms, everybody giving opinions. Y'all, I'm not going to make it. We're not going to go and try to make this thing deeper than what it is. We're going to deal with the anti-blackness that exists in America. 3Ks. Don't get this shit fucked up. Incorporated. The same anti-blackness we've been talking about for the longest, and people have been telling us to shut the fuck up. Y'all need to get somewhere and sit down. Racism is over. It's dead. It's gone. Of course, this is the type of rhetoric that you will get not only from the caves, but other black people as well. But we're going to have a little conversation about this from a very common sense, standpoint, the way we do over here. Okay. I'm not going to give folk a lot of time. If you're coming in here, hit the like button for me. If you're watching the playback, hit the like button for me. Okay. But before we get out to all of that, first and foremost, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. Now, I've been sent this several times today. Okay. Rob, look at what the Supreme Court did. I want y'all to understand something about me, about the mentality that I have. America, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up. Incorporated cannot disappoint me by being anti-black. It's impossible at this point. I'm not shocked. I'm not taken aback. I'm not, grabbing my chest. Like it's basic, common. It's understood. Everybody understands it. Everybody, including us, accept it. That's more along the lines of what I'm going to be talking about. Okay. We understand the ruling. I'm not going to sit here and read through this whole document or nothing like that. I am going to share the screen just to give you the headline, essentially. Mad love to everybody that's here. Y'all hit that like button on your way in. I'm going to give you the headline, essentially. This is what I'm going to do. Let me share the screen. I'll give you the headline. But I'm not about to read no whole article because it ain't deep. Okay? They make stuff deep in this society and it don't be deep. It's just anti-black. Okay? Some people may have been under the mindset that, the Supreme Court justice that was put on the Supreme Court, this is Ketanji Brown, if I'm not mistaken. She's laying in the caves. But this is something that black people believe, that if we are just have certain people in certain places, that we can make certain types of change. So on the Supreme Court, there are, if I'm not mistaken, coon-ass Clarence Thomas and cave dwelling, which I think he landed in the caves himself, and then cave dwelling Ketanji Brown. Now this thing says here, Supreme Court strikes down race-based admissions at Harvard and UNC. Conservatives hailed the 6-3 ruling that could drastically alter college admission policies across the country. Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. says the programs unavoidably employ race in a negative manner that violates the Constitution. If you have been anywhere where you have caves that are trying to make you feel bad for being black, because a lot of them have the tendency to do that, whether they do it overtly or covertly. They will try to insult you with affirmative action jokes. Okay, this is something that you may have witnessed in society. Basically, they're saying the only reason that you're here is due to affirmative action, because the company, or in this case, the university, has no choice but to allow you in here. You have to have a certain number of black people. Now, thing about affirmative action, and a lot of these motherfuckers didn't realize was, well, it ain't just about black people. Okay, any amount of research you do about affirmative action, what you'll notice in that is it's minorities. Okay, not just black people, minorities. And actually, who it benefits the most is cave hoes. Okay, in this, system of this cave patriarchy, the cave hoe, she has been the one that has benefited from affirmative action the most. Okay. But you'll hear these racist jokes about affirmative action and black people in the positions that we must have just been given the position. There's no way we earned it. There's no way we're intelligent enough to have worked hard enough to actually do it on our own merit. It's affirmative action. Okay. That's how you got here. They let you in because you're black. You didn't have the criteria, or you didn't meet the criteria, rather, right? This has been the conversation. These have been things that have been said to black people for the longest. All right. Now, a little while back, you had some Asian caves. And I forget exactly which university or college, but these Asian caves were making a big issue because they were saying, well, black people are getting positions that we should be getting. We are actually qualified. This affirmative action is stopping us because the black people are getting in over us. Y'all friendly neighborhood Asians that y'all claim aren't racist at all in any type of way. And y'all actually claim that these people actually fuck with you like that. But then deep down, I mean, and not even, I ain't going to say deep down, actually it's very surface level that they don't really fuck with you like that. That doesn't mean you have to hate the sesame chicken and the pork fried rice, but just know that when it comes to people, they're going to choose themselves over everybody else. You are the only person who choose other people over yourself. No other race of people do that. That's you. You think by doing this, then you become the person that everybody gonna love. You become the homie. At least you believe this shit in your mind. It's due to low self-esteem and you begging the cave institution to always accept you. And this is what you've been doing since integration. We're going to get back into that here in a little bit. But for right now, the only people who will put other people in front of them is you. And you think this is righteous. You believe this makes you a good person, and it makes you somewhat as somebody that people actually look up to and respect because you do this. They do not. Okay. The Supreme Court goes in, and now we're dealing with Harvard, and a lot of you familiar with Harvard. UNC is actually here in North Carolina. They're basically saying, hey, no, we're not going to make these schools it's anti-black. Even though it's not just black people, it's minorities, but it's really to target black people, right? We're not going to just let black people in no more. We're not going to keep a certain number of black people in these institutions because y'all niggas don't be earning this shit, okay? We're not going to continue to make these colleges and these universities have a standard as to, well, 5% of your student body has to be black. We're not going to keep doing that to these people. This is basically what the Supreme Court did. They said we're removing that what black people look at as a protection. Okay. Because something about us makes us really, really want to be with the caves. I can't wrap my mind around it fully, but we really want to be wherever they at. We believe that is the path to the best opportunities. Okay, you are allowed to, if you go to a Harvard or a UNC, that's going to open up more doors from you. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm saying the fact that does open up more doors for you is actually wrong. And you should be fighting that fight as opposed to, well, the society that's built has it to where if you go to a UNC or go to a Harvard, you get better opportunities. The fact that that's a thing should be where your fight started, not, well, let me be a part of this. Let me come and try to get into this. Let me get in on this. And this is how black people deal with racism all across the country. We think if we just get in there and be a part of it, then everything's going to be okay. We believe the same thing about politics. We believe the same thing about pretty much any field where you're being told that you have to jump over this hurdle to get to the next level. You go to a UNC, you're going to get a better job. That should be a problem, period. But that ain't where we fight. We fight to be a part of that construct. That's what we do. Even though it has failed us over and over and over again, we believe that this is the way to get in. Okay? That's who we have been as a people. That's what you fought for with integration. You thought Everything was going to be okay if you could just go up there and sit with them. If you could get the same opportunities as them. Because now, understand, when we're dealing with this college situation, universities, PWIs, when we're dealing with this, we have to understand a couple things. One thing being is that a lot of these caves get in off being legacy admissions, meaning either their parents are paying a lot of money or their parents went there, they are alumni there, and they get a sweet deal for their children, basically. Some of you may remember learning about, and if you did learn this, George Bush, he went to some, I think it was Yale or something like that, was dumb as fuck. Nepotism is real. And it works for the caves. Okay? They look out for their own. Again, black folk, the only people that don't act like this. They look out for their own. Even if they know they got a 2.0 grade average student, they can still get that cave kid into Yale, Harvard, and things like that. We just now, recently, they uncovered the college scandal admissions, or the admissions scandal, where you had rich people paying basically for their kids to get high test scores and things like that. They just gave these, these cave, most of them was white hoes, but gave them a slap on the wrist for that. And if you believe that them uncovering that stopped that had been happening since the beginning. That's been a thing. And them getting caught up, and I want to say it was the bitch that played on Full House. She was caught up in that shit, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, if you think them catching them caves stopped that practice, you're wrong. This is an oligarchy. This is a plutocracy. So, and since capitalism runs this nation, that means capitalism is going to infect every form and piece of the structure of this society. Universities not excluded. Every bit and piece of the society is eroded due to capitalism. And of course, black people, we believe we're going to black capitalism our way to liberation. Not going to happen, but this is what a lot of us believe, right? So here you have the Supreme Court who votes to take away this, what some would deem as a protection. Okay? The Supreme Court takes this away as a protection, and then you have these comments. And what happens is every time America does some blatantly racist shit, it's almost like black people being comments having epiphanies about racism that I don't understand. Why is it just now dawning on you that the country that was built on racism never got rid of racism in any type of way, never even publicly denounced it in any type of way? But somehow you shocked that this could happen in America. 3Ks. Don't get this shit fucked up. Incorporated. And please understand the incorporated, because a lot of people miss that. They don't get the corporation aspect. Notice the 3Ks come first whenever I do this and how I speak to America. But it's there. And you have to understand this. Now, there's an uproar. There's an issue with this. Diversity. Outside, people gonna be screaming. Y'all see this, right? Screaming, yelling. And America, just like it does, and how it treats anybody outside screaming and yelling, they shrug. The Supreme Court made its decision. Kamala Harris has come out and spoken against it. She disagrees with it. Joe Biden, he disagrees with it. Of course, y'all's forever President Barack Obama, he disagrees with this as well. Instead of pushing for black people to create our own spaces and put money into those spaces, instead, we will sit around and keep begging that they let us in there with them. That's the path that we often choose. We have several rich, whether you want to call them bourgeoisie, whether you want to call them boule, whoever you want to call them, we have several rich black people out here in this society. Several. They could just as well come together, buy or build a university, or make the HBCUs actually be black owned, because there is some huge misconception with how HBCUs work, what they actually are. There's a huge misconception about that. Huge. But what could actually happen is they can become black owned and black funded. That could be where all our athletes go. Because we are, we got the juice, right? It's funny to me, I listen to black people talk about the juice that we have. The intelligence, the athletic ability, the artistic ability. We talk about this, but it's almost like, well, if we really do, or if y'all really believe this, why are we continuing not to act like it? We will say that, without us, these caves they ain't gonna be worth a damn. But when are we gonna be really ready to prove that? We could make our shit prestigious. Our best and brightest goes to actually black owned, black funded, and black ran HBCUs. Does that mean every single teacher there will be black? I'm not saying that. But they can most definitely be black owned and black funded. We could do that. But under this guise of where we sit around talking about black excellence, I'm certain at this point we don't believe that. What I notice is, again, as we deal with black people being shocked, there have been, and we talk about this here sometimes, there have been several great black orators trying to explain the system of white supremacy to black people, and black people, to no avail, have ignored these people the entire time. The Hoteps and the pro-blacks become a laughingstock. But the Hoteps and the pro-blacks are not shocked by this. This is just another something that America is doing that's anti-black. There are certain things we could do to combat this, but begging them to be where they are in their spaces is not the way we should go about it. Crying about this is not the way we should go about it. Now, I know that's the way we are going to go about it, because that's what we do. Cry and beg. White folk, please, cave, please let me be up there next to you. That's what we do. Because we don't see no value in ourselves. Now, we can talk big and bad, black excellence, this, that, bat. We allow the black, the rich black, we don't even, they get to do whatever the fuck they want. We don't hold them accountable whatsoever. We tell them basically, or we'll say to each other, even when we check them, like, yo, why the fuck ain't y'all building no infrastructure? Like, what the fuck? I don't want no Ciroc, nigga. I don't want no more liquor. Why ain't y'all building some schools? Where's the university? Where's the hospital? When you start talking like that to the rich black people, the working class black people will come in and say they playing chess, not checkers. We just saw the same thing happen the other day. I posted about Rihanna, stepping down as CEO, appointing this cave bitch as CEO. And of course, black people are going to make excuses as to why Rihanna couldn't put nobody black in that position. Now, I've never thought Rihanna was no pro-black or, revolutionary or anything like that. But I was just showing it as an example of what I be trying to tell black folk. What I'm trying to say to us as a people is that you don't fuck with you like that. You don't fuck with you like that. You don't require that the rich and famous fuck with you like that. You will be told you trying to pocket watch them. You can't tell them what to do with their money, blah, blah, blah. That's what people are going to say. Working class people. That's what they're going to say. They can't do that. They don't, they can't be saying all that. They're going to get canceled. They're going to lose all their money. We'll come up with every excuse in the world to continue to allow the country to be anti-black, and we don't say anything. And we don't require the people who have the biggest platforms to say anything. We don't require that the people who have the most money pool that money and come together and make something black. Create a space, at least start. Now, based on this Supreme Court, ruling, people are now saying, well, okay, if they're going to rule that, then that means they are going to then the public school system is going to get better, because that's just what America does, right? If it does something fucked up, it'll give you something as kind of like a cushion. Well, America is going to make sure that the public school systems are being better because they did this. Y'all ain't been studying America like that. Then if you believe that they going to do that, then you ain't been studying properly. There's a reason for redlining. There's a reason that's a real thing. There's a reason they try to force mainly black people in lower income areas into certain schools. Now, can you talk about this? No, motherfuckers act like redline is a figment of your imagination. Almost like you got redlining from The Lion, the Witch, and the fucking wardrobe. It's fantasy. What are you talking about, redlining? That's never happened. This is what they'll say. Even black folk tell you to pull yourself up by your fucking bootstraps and work a little bit harder. That's what's wrong with you niggas. And we allow people to talk to us like this. We look at the hood element of our people and we will shake our heads at them and basically, condemn these people as if the entire system, the cave ran system, don't look at you the exact same way. That's what we do. Y'all got that from them too, by the way. Understand, anti-blackness is not new. It's not a new thing. It didn't become braver because Donald Trump became the president. That's what y'all said. That was a lie. Anti-blackness has been a thing. Y'all just like to scapegoat black people as being the reasons that racism still permeates in this society, as opposed to the fact that this is just what the society is. And black people are willing participants in allowing this country to be anti-black as blatantly as it is. That's what we do. That's our contribution to the system being like this. We will continue to beg white people to be a part of whatever infrastructure that they are building, whatever it is. HBCUs, even though, understand, they're not black owned, that's where a lot of black students go, they're less prestigious, even to other black people, than the PWI, because society said that. The Cave Ran Society told you that the HBCU was lower grade. And then you don't have rich and famous people coming out to do nothing but party at these schools. You may have a motherfucker that go down to a Hampton party function or some shit like that, or maybe even a homecoming for A&T. That does not mean they're going to invest in the infrastructure of that school. We don't require that. And black people, at some point, we're going to have to look at ourselves and try to understand. When Martin Luther King was having this motherfucking dream, when he was pitching you his dream of holding little cave hands, your kids holding little cave kids' hands and skipping around in the world, like, 'cause that's just what they do. He learned late that that dream wasn't real. It was a mirage at best. And a very sad dream for a black person to even be having. Because I bet money ain't no white folk having no dream about holding no little nigga hands. Those are our aspirations. And we have yet to actually look at what makes that our aspirations, and why do we pass these aspirations down to our children? We won't deal with that. Because keeping a cave on the pedestal is just something that we're going to do. And of course, y'all know I'm here to try to help us fight against this mentality, against this mindset. What the Supreme Court has done here is basic America. 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated doing what they always do. That's it. That's all. Nothing to see here. Let me go down here real quick. I want y'all to see that. See this? I'm going to read this out here. It says the decision is likely to reshape college admissions at elite schools. The caves get to decide who's elite, who's not. What's elite, what's not. Y'all allow that. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. All this balling these black folk be out here doing could easily have been funneled into an actual HBCU. Instead, they buy mansions that are too big for them to live in. More than one mansion. Bugattis, yachts, designer clothing, jewelry. Instead of actually building infrastructure for the future, or infrastructure for the future, they just ball. And you know, every once in a while they'll put their fist up. They may hashtag George Floyd, you know. But that's it. That's all we require. That's all we require. Watch this. Race-conscious admission programs at Harvard and the University of North Carolina are unconstitutional, the Supreme Court ruled on Thursday. The latest decision by its conservative supermajority, upending decades of jurisprudence on a contentious issue of American life. Should have said black American life, but of course, you can't tell the whole truth, right? Can you? Well, not this country. They have to, use coded language and things like that. Understand what it's saying here. Upending decades of jurisprudence. Now, understand, black folk wasn't benefiting from affirmative action like that anyway. That wasn't, we wasn't benefiting from it like that. Like, do not get this shit fucked up. You are not taught as a black child that you have to work 2 or 3 times as hard as everybody else because affirmative action is working. That's not real. Both things can't be real at the same time. You are taught as a part of your upbringing as a black person, you have to work 2 or 3 times as hard, be better than everybody else 2 or 3 times over because you're black. You're not getting that passed down to you because affirmative action been letting you in the motherfucking door. Affirmative action has not benefited black people in ways that even some black people think so. Like, no, that ain't been what it was. You still have to be the greatest to stand next to their most mediocre. Due to capitalism, nepotism, and good old anti-blackness. It just is what it is. Black people have this tendency to try to run away from the reality of the situation that we're in. We the ones to do that. We do that. And we pass that shit down to our children. Oh, don't worry about race. You can be like Idris Elba. He don't want to be called a black actor. He don't like that no more. He wants to just be an actor. So as long as you can just run away from the black part, then everything else gonna fall into place. The caves will start looking at you as just an actor. It's problematic. I just read an article the other day on Idris Elba talking about why he didn't want to play James Bond in the 007 because people made it about race. Basically talking about the caves. The caves made it about race, so he decided to not even participate. Nigga. Just because the caves made it about race, you decided you wasn't gonna fuck with it. You didn't want them to talk and be racist towards you. This is what I'm talking about. This is the method black people would rather do. We'd rather just deny that it's even happening. These white folk ain't that bad. What y'all talking about? That's something you're trying to convince yourself of. You trying to do that. To justify you smiling big and hard every time you see these motherfuckers. That's you trying to do that. You trying to humanize these caves and make them not as racist as they show that they are at all times. Like, you should see in the comments with some of these. Now, what they're doing is, now they'll say, well, the conservatives. Because, of course, there's no such thing as a racist cave Democrat. That's not real. So what they'll say, well, look at what the conservatives are saying. They're the ones that's racist. They're doing that thing that they always do. It's the conservatives that's racist, not us. Not us good Democrats. So y'all make sure y'all go out and vote Democrat. Just so we can make sure that y'all still believe that we're not racist. It's a game that they play because I don't believe there's any power in the black vote. We talked about that briefly the other day. I'm not going to really get into it now, but I do know that they're going to try to run you down to some polls and make you believe that the Democrats are the ones that's not racist. It's the conservatives, man. You see what they doing. They being blatantly and overtly racist. No, that's the caves. That's the caves. Because they choose them. You don't choose you, but they always gonna choose them. They gonna be racist like that no matter whether they can smile at you in the face, eat with you, shake your hand. A lot of them can fuck y'all, have kids with y'all, but when it comes time to picking sides, look around. Instead of telling, me that I'm crazy or any other would be pro-black that they crazy, why don't you look around sometime? When it comes time for them to choose sides, who gonna be the winner, who gonna be the loser, you look at what they choose. It's gonna be you that's gonna be chosen to be the loser every time. Every single time. And I'm not knocking the caves for that. I'm knocking black folk for not understanding this. Why? What is it going to take? What has to happen for y'all to see? At some point, you're going to have to choose you to be the winner. As opposed to trying to do this, we are the world shit. Like, that ain't real. You created that in your mind. Or maybe, I think they put it in your mind and you passed it down generation after generation after generation. That's what we did. At some point, you have to stop that. And realize the country that you live in and all across this world is anti-black. So it's time for you to be pro-black. It's time for you to be pro yourself. That's not a laughing matter. That's not something to make jokes about or, a dashiki or try to, turn it into some satire. No, it's time for you to be pro you. It's time for you to require all black people be pro us. That should be a requirement. You shouldn't be able to get black folks respect unless you pro-black. At some point, that's going to have to become the standard. At some point, that's going to have to become our culture. That has to become who we are. If you ain't pro-black, I see you. I see you doing okay. I ain't going to sit here and say, for example, I ain't going to say, let's say basketball, for example. I ain't going to sit here and say that Curry can't shoot because he ain't pro-black. But I'm damn sure not about to respect this character. I'm not about to defend this character in any type of way because he's not pro-black. You see what I'm saying? For example, that's all I'm saying. I'm not doing that. If these people in these positions, and this is from high to low, if you scared to speak up, scared to speak truth to power, I'm not defending your character. I'm not coming to your defense. I'm not coming to your aid. Now, if America do something fucked up to you, let's say the cops run up on Curry and gun him down for no reason, unarmed. Yes, I'm going to have issue with that. But I'm not, just generally speaking, coming to defend your character, coming to defend your intentions, and you're not pro-black. That should be something we don't even do. We don't do that. We don't do that no more. You can be talented in your field, but I'm not defending your fucking character. You ain't pro-black. I've been on that type of time. I'm just waiting on black folk to get on that type of time. I'm not defending your character. I'm not doing that. You can shoot. Yeah, you can sing. You can dance. Okay. I'm not defending your character. I'm not defending your name. Because you don't stand out here in the front lines and speak truth to power and stand up against this establishment. As opposed to telling black people what they going to say to y'all. Y'all know what they going to say? Y'all didn't vote enough. I seen a lot of comments saying, y'all didn't vote. See what happened when you don't vote? Everything that this country does that's anti-black, it ends up being the fault of black people, not for not being pro-black, because they're not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you it was because y'all won't unify. They're not gonna tell you that because they don't want you to know that. They don't want you doing that. What they're gonna say is y'all ain't voting enough. Even other black folk will say this to you. Y'all didn't vote enough. You see what happened? Y'all black folk let Trump get in, like Caves didn't vote him in there. Like somehow it was your fault, not the Electoral College. No, that's your fault. You did that. That's everything that happens. They do that to you every single time. You didn't vote hard enough. You never vote hard enough, black folk. Y'all just lazy. You're lazy as hell. That's why you're lazy at your jobs and you're lazy to get to the fucking polls. So what it does is we perpetuate this lazy stereotype on black folk in every way we can. And we allow this to happen. We allow it to happen to us, and you'll have other black folk telling other black folk, y'all got to get out there and vote. See what happened? See what happened when you don't vote, black folk? Racists just run them up when you don't vote. Well, what about the fact that the racists exist in these positions? Can we deal with that? The structure of white supremacy. How it's built, how it's made, how it's lasted. Can we deal with that? Can we deal with the capitalism? Can we deal with the lobbying that takes place? Can we deal with the fact that a person can't even run unless they have a super PAC behind them, unless they have money behind them? Can we deal with that? Or are black people going to keep allowing these motherfuckers to tell us that we ain't voting hard enough? Because they still doing it. I saw that all in the comments. When are we, the people, going to change our vantage point, our viewpoint? We need to look at this shit differently. It ain't about me just telling you you're a coon. Because y'all know I believe we're working at a 99% coon rate. That's not an insult that I'm hurling at you to make you feel, like I'm just, like almost, it's not the equivalent of like, oh, you ugly. Oh, you fat. It's not, no, I don't say that shit with a light heart. I don't say it because it's funny. It's sad. It's a diagnosis. You got the cave on a pedestal. You don't believe in you. We don't believe in the power of us unifying. Everybody else unifies on a common principle of being anti-black. And you will not unify. It's not your fault that you got to be pro-black. It wasn't my fault that I was born into the system the way it is. But at this point, to continue not to be pro yourself is ridiculous. To continue to beg the caves to have a change of heart of how they feel about you is ridiculous. To believe that you can speak proper language, dress right, you can score SATs hard. You can go hard in school. You can do all that. And it doesn't matter. Anti-blackness is their culture. It's their culture. So you have to create a culture to combat that. And we refuse to do it. We refuse. We allow people to tell us it's our fault every time. And that bothers me. As I'm looking at the comments from black folk, of course, the shock and amazement that America could do this. Y'all did the same thing when they banned abortion. Like, why do y'all keep being amazed by what the Supreme Court is doing? Why does that keep throwing you? Why? How does that keep surprising you? Why? We understand the Supreme Court justices are appointed. They're not voted in. They're appointed. This was a 6-3 split. Like, could you guess which side leaned or which vote Clarence Thomas had? What's the benefit? What's the benefit of having black faces in high places if that black face, their heart, mind, and soul, isn't pro-black? What's the benefit? I don't get it. It makes absolutely no sense. The system itself cannot be changed from the inside. Like, we continue. I mean, now it's been decades. We've been doing the same practice over and over again. That's not it. And again, this doesn't affect, me in a way where I'm just, the Supreme. No, I've been against America 3Ks. Don't get this shit fucked up, incorporated. Its structure, its makeup, its anti-blackness. I'm against the whole system. Not just the Supreme Court, not just the president, governor, mayor, the whole thing is fucked up. The whole thing is fucked up. And the elites amongst us that are pushing that black capitalism actually does something keep selling you liquor and clothes and lingerie. Like, at some point, we need to be looking around and changing our culture. At some point. This ain't me shocking all. This ain't me crying. Don't get this fucked up to where you think I'm on here crying about what the Supreme Court did. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Okay? I'm not that type of person that's going to give a fuck about what they're doing with affirmative action, because I know the truth about the affirmative action is that black people didn't benefit from it like that anyway. So I'm not worried about the affirmative action aspect. But for this to be the example that now I'm seeing people in comments use to show, well, look, this is racist. This is racist. How is a disenfranchised child coming up from the ghetto, the would-be ghetto, how are they supposed to do it? As this country continues to not even do any reform to the public school system. They ain't got the money. They too busy giving money to NASA so they can take pictures of the fucking moon. Right? Because I remember when they was doing defund police, I was doing defund NASA too while you at it. Don't know what the fuck don't know. When the schools. But we have to hold this country accountable for this stuff. And we don't. We're going to make it our own fault because we didn't vote hard enough. That's crazy, right? Let me get to some of y'all's. Hold on, let me take this down. If y'all haven't, if you're just getting here, hit the like button for me. Again, I told y'all I was going to come in here and we're going to have a common sense conversation about this, because I'm not about to sit here and make this shit deeper than it is. That's not my thing. It is not my angle to come in to try to make this deeper than it is, to read through the entire, I think it was like, what they say, 200 something page document they had. Hold on, let me see. Like, I'm not about to read through all that just for it to say, fuck you niggas. Like, that's really all it's saying. That's all it's gonna do. That's all it's gonna do. Hold on. Right. Look. I'm gonna read this paragraph off to y'all. Look what it say. Many Americans welcome the decision, particularly conservative groups and Republican leaders. Several recent polls indicate that a majority of Americans do not support race as a factor in admissions, but they don't have a problem with anybody buying admissions because that favors them. That works in their favor. They don't want nobody getting in because they black, but they don't mind nobody paying their way in there. They don't really mind that. Because they know the caves is that's going to be more along the lines of what they do. Republicans and conservative groups and Republican leaders. And that means these so-called black Republicans too. Right? Because I can only imagine what Candace Owens is going to say about this. I mean, I can only imagine. She may hit y'all with the same type of shit she said about Juneteenth. And the caves, of course, are going to support her. And all these black conservatives, they're going to support her as well. Conservatives, let's get it right, okay? Let's understand the language that's being used over here. This is an issue, and it's been an issue in this country. At this point, we are willing participants. I do believe that the pro-black sector, and this is regardless of, what ideology ties one to pro-blackness, the pro-black sector of this country is small in number. Vastly different ideologies depend on, what ideology you come in on. Vastly different ideologies, but it's still a small group. And it's still treated like it's a fucking joke. But these caves in America, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. They're not joking. They're not playing. The only people playing is us. We're the only ones playing. As I've said before, they're playing chess. We're playing tic-tac-toe. And we continue to do this. And it's me. It's people like me. It's anybody trying to wake black people up. We the issue. What Morgan Freeman say, if we just quit talking about race, it'll go away. With his old coon ass. This is what we really believe. That these decisions won't be made if black people just quit talking about racism. This wouldn't even happen. This would have never happened if black folk wasn't talking about racism. It's the hoteps and the pro-blacks that's even talking about racism at all. That's what keeps making it go on and on and on. It's us. It's our fault, right? It's trash. It's complete trash. Okay, let me get to some of y'all's comments, because I said I wasn't going to be on here a long, long time. People were sending this to me, and I actually had time. So I said I would come on here and deal with this briefly in a common sense, capacity. I wish people could understand what I'm saying. It's almost like we refuse. Like we still trying to LLC and, be an entrepreneur to black liberation. Like, it's like y'all niggas just not understanding how this shit work. You're not getting it. You're not understanding this shit. But now I'm looking at y'all's comments. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and put them in the chat. Now, if you have been following me and what I've been saying thus far, put a B123 in the chat. I would really appreciate that. Put a B123 in the chat, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. I truly believe. Nothing's going to take me away from this belief that I have. Until black people stop cooning. It's man, listen. it's going to be tough. Until we keep trying to, infiltrate white supremacy, seat at the table ourselves to death, we are going to be here, astonished, amazed at how anti-black America is in the blink of an eye. Oh, this is racist. Now, by next week, black folk will be arguing about all these good white folk that's out here. By next week. No, I wasn't. Jeff Calloway. Look, you talking about Curry, what he do? He didn't do anything. I was using him as an example. He didn't do anything directly at all. He didn't do anything. So no worries. No worries for Curry. He didn't do anything. I was using him as an example as to how we shouldn't support people who aren't pro-black. Period. We shouldn't support people who aren't pro-black, regardless of how good their talent is. We shouldn't be out here defending their character. I'm not going to make an argument for Beyonce. Not doing it. I'm not going to make an argument for no Jay-Z. I'm not going to make an argument for even one of y'all's favorite, Killer Mike. I'm not arguing for these black capitalists who believe that we're going to capitalist our way to liberation. I'm not doing it. Whether you LLC and home ownership and flipping, I'm not doing this with niggas. I'm not. Black people want to be comfortable in the system the way that it is, and I just don't know how you can get comfortable in a place that's anti-black. I don't get it. I do not understand. I don't. But I'm the one that's crazy. I'm extra, and I take what some people say. I'm too serious about stuff. Meanwhile, everybody else playing. We've been shown the way. The books have been written to explain the system and what it is. MLK's dream, no, that ain't real. All this stuff has been seen, and we still sitting out here confused about how this shit really work. We still ashamed to speak truth to power. It's niggas that tell me, I'm talking about on at least a weekly basis, about how they gonna lose their job if they speak up, tell the truth. It's ridiculous, man. Like, seriously. It's really ridiculous. Right. Jay, exactly. Jay said, it's like black folk wake up and see anti-black racism for a week or two, then go right back to sleep and act shocked when the next story comes out. It blows my motherfucking mind. I'm talking about, it blows my mind. Almost like we be feeling like, when the racism jump out, we eradicate it. It goes away or something. Like, this is what this country, the fabric of this country, that's what it's built on. And it's maintained by our participation. And we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that at all. It is maintained by our participation and cowardice. We too scared to do anything. We even be scared for rich folk. They can't do that. They gonna lose all their money. Like, what? How much money do you need? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, even with the Rihanna situation, niggas either messaging me like, Rob, how could you say this? Like, man, I've been told y'all. She need that white woman to sell her products. What you mean? What are you talking about? Why are you saying that? Why is that your ideology? Why do you believe Rihanna needs a white woman as the face of the CEO of her company? Now, she still owns the company. Niggas was trying to, put me up on game on that. I know what the fuck a CEO is. I'm not no dumb nigga. But you telling me that you couldn't find nobody black to do that? All this black excellence and black girl magic and all this other shit. Rihanna couldn't find a black person to be the CEO. She wanted to step down, maybe focus on her family or whatever. I ain't knocking her. Don't matter to me. I'm just speaking to the mentality of black folk and why shit don't stay black. Shit ain't gonna stay black. Shit ain't gonna stay black. But this is black people battling with me. This is how I know something is wrong. Something wrong with us. They will argue with me. I'm calling out the very clear. Like Rihanna built this company, the Savage Fenty or whatever, the lingerie, the cosmetics, built that up on her face, her black face, to $1 billion company. And you telling me she needs somebody white to? Why? That don't even make sense. But to black folk, they will try to explain this shit to you. Like if you even say anything, they will try to explain this to you like it makes sense. It's already $1 billion company. You telling me that, okay, well, if this is the mentality of the people, then it makes my diagnosis that much more real. We a bunch of fucking coons and cowards. And we have the caves up on a pedestal, period. It's Rihanna. She could have found, I mean, come on. What are y'all saying? Now, do I expect her to? No, I've been told y'all she was a coon. I've been told y'all Rihanna was a coon. Of course, her fans gonna argue with me, but I've been told y'all. I don't know what y'all be doing with these people. I really don't know what makes them be, as y'all call, for the culture. They for everybody. As y'all say, for the streets. Y'all love telling somebody, in particularly black women. Y'all love telling black women they for the streets. All you niggas for the streets. All of you. Y'all for the streets. For the culture? What the fuck you talking about? No, y'all for the streets. That's who y'all for. The streets. And at some point, you're going to have to change that. At some point. Instead of y'all sitting around getting on podcasts talking about 50-50. Now, we at war now. 50-50. Masculinity, femininity. Now the word sassy, I think. Sassy is the. It's like, what are y'all niggas doing? Why don't you see you at war? Why are you not talking about that? Why are you sitting around talking about motherfucking 50-50? Why? How is this the majority of your conversation? When all you niggas is for the streets. Anybody. You'll take in anybody, love anybody, want somebody to love you. Y'all, all y'all niggas for the streets. Fuck out of here. Y'all for the streets. Right. Now I don't know whether you being sarcastic or not, but this is exactly the logic. It says, come on, Rihanna just playing the game. You don't see the bigger plan. Hashtag Kanye. I don't know whether you're being sarcastic or not, but that's literally what people do. It's the spook who sat by the door argument that is used for these mega rich people. It's the spook who sat by the door. Every time. They playing chess. You know, it's like, okay. All right. They playing chess. So they have to be this way to make it. You know, and it's like, y'all just, it blows my mind. And I come down to a DMX bar that I've used here before. Y'all been cooning long enough now. Stop being greedy. Some of y'all, know about that DMX bar. Like, that's how I be feeling. Like, how much money y'all need to make before y'all can stop cooning? If they're just cooning to, because that's what we'll do. We'll act like, well, they're not really coons. Like, they're not really doing that. They just doing that for the money. No, like, why are y'all not understanding the diagnosis? It's not something black people just do for money. Like, It's not a part of our culture to be pro-black. Therefore, being anti-black cannot be something that we just doing for money. Like we're going against our very being anti-black. That ain't what it is. That's how you was raised to be anti-black. That's how you was raised. So it doesn't go against your being. It doesn't go against your moral fiber to be anti-black. Black people will say, well, that's just for money. No, that's who these motherfuckers are. Period. They have a problem. You can call it coonitis if you want to. I don't care what you call it. You can call it whatever the fuck you want to. But this is what we are. Therefore, you cannot say that, oh, well, they just, it's just for right now, boy. When they get where they want to be, they going to step out here and you ain't win. Who? Who is the example of this that y'all even be talking about? I don't know. Who is this? Who is that cooned all the way to the top? Then they just started, being for black folk. Who? What story are you telling yourself? It's ridiculous. But something wrong with me, right? Something is wrong with me. Because I don't see what the fuck black folk talking about. Coon for money, then stop and become revolutionary. Who? You can tell me in the comments who. These are facts. And Theos, I'm going to just stick with that. Says we need more radicals and radicalist intentions. We can't truly battle this system without radical positions and actions, but truly non-participation is the key. Been saying this over a decade. I completely agree with you. And shout out to the picture you got right there, Fred Hampton. Same thing. I am a revolutionary. You got to say it. That got to be what your kids saying. I am a revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck capitalism. Fuck this system. I am a revolutionary. See, the Black Panther Party had kids saying that. I am a revolutionary. That's just what I am. Real shit. I see y'all ain't named nobody in the comments either. I'll wait. We can just the rest of the show. I'm waiting on somebody to name somebody. But Jeff Calloway says, Rob, by the time you leave this earth, where would you like to see black people at? Man, I would love to see black people create a culture by the time I leave. Because that's where we're going to have to start. We have to create a culture that is built and fortified on pro-blackness. That, to me, because I'm already 40, so I can't even imagine I'm going to live to 150. I'm not setting myself up to, I ain't going to make it to 150. Okay, but by the time I leave this earth, I would love for us to actually hear what I'm saying and create a culture, build a culture on pro-blackness. Build a culture on black pride. Not outfits, not dialect, not diet, not, haircuts, hairdos, music, not built on none of that shit. Build it on pro-blackness. Because society is going to continue to be anti-black, and thus we need to fortify not only ourselves but our children to get out here in this world and make it and understand when it's happening so they can understand what they're seeing. We don't set our kids up for that. We don't want to have those conversations with our children. We don't want to make that a part of our culture. Instead, we'll feed religion, right? We'll feed Jesus Christ and God. This is what we feed our children. And they end up being grown as fucking indoctrinated as hell. But I know if you can feed your child that, if you can convince your child that a cave died on a cross for their sins, then the possibilities are endless. Like, that means we can literally put anything right there. Instead, we won't walk on water, die for your sins, and coming back one day. That's instead that we do that. So I know we can infuse something else in its position, in its place. We do not need the Bible to set our moral compass for us. We don't need that. And the Bible don't really do that shit any goddamn way. We could easily substitute out all this religious fuckery and insert black pride. That's what I would want to see. That's what I want to see. So we raising kids on that, and they become grown people that still believe it. That means it can stick. If you get it in there to them early, it sticks. It has a better chance of making it. You can believe that. I want that to become our culture. Y'all, I mean, cool. Soul food, dancing, clothes, all that shit fine. But the foundation of our culture has to be black pride. It has to be. There is no other option. No other option. Paris says, can this be a teaching moment? What did Fred Hampton mean when he said, I am revolutionary? Look, Fred Hampton, what he meant was, I am for the people. This is basically what he's saying. And since this system is not for the people, then I must use my life force to fight against this system, which makes me a revolutionary. So I'm going to speak it into power. Now, we talk about how words have power and things like that. It's the same thing as somebody be like, well, let me think of something black folks say that's dumb as hell. The Lord is my savior, my salvation, and all this old stupid shit. We'll say that type of shit out loud, which it has no merit and basis in reality whatsoever. Fred Hampton was speaking to what he sees himself as, and what we should all see. Fred Hampton was anti-capitalism. You see what I'm saying? That's revolutionary in a system that is pro-capitalism, and actually the entire system requires that some people be poor as fuck and disenfranchised, and this so happens in this society and pretty much all over the world, that's black folk. So to be anti the system, that makes you revolutionary. You see what I'm saying? To pass down that mentality, that makes you a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm going to stand against all these things that are corrupt, all these things that have my people at the bottom. And if our kids had that understanding and understood themselves as revolutionary instead of bad bitches and real niggas, man, listen. Man, listen. That would change and I believe that, especially in America, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated. The black people here, we set the tone for millions upon billions of black people all over the world. If we were to do it, I think it would change, to me, the entire fucking world. It would change the world. Because if you understand, we're talking about Fred Hampton, the Black Panther Party started here in America. 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, Incorporated. Started here, but its message made it to other continents. Because they're going to follow after us. Other black people in other nations, they look at what we doing. They do. And if we was to be on that type of time, man, I am a revolutionary. And you got to say it with your motherfucking chest. You got to say it with your motherfucking chest. But if you teaching that to your children early, they will say it with their chest. The same way that they will look at you in your face. And I'm talking about without breaking a damn smile, and tell you that Jesus is coming back. They don't be smiling. They're not playing. They're not joking. It is not a parody. It is not satire. They are dead ass. With that same conviction, I know a nigga walked on water. I know he did. I know he died for our sins. That's love. With a straight face. Serious. Believe me, I know I've done it. I have been one of the motherfuckers saying this shit with a straight face. So understand, I'm not coming from a place of not understanding how it happens, but I said it with a straight face. Oh yeah, he coming back. Sure is. He coming back. With a straight face. That's who I was taught and trained to be. That lets me know that we can teach and train our children to be whatever, regardless. I mean, we talking about Jesus. It's invisible. It's faith. We dealing with racism, white supremacy in this system. You can see that it's doing things to show you. You know what I'm saying? Like, imaginary shit. If you can sit and stand with conviction and speak on something that you can't see, touch, or nothing, then I know for a fact, with every fiber of my being, I know for a fact we can put something else right there. I know we can. I believe it. We just haven't decided yet to substitute that out. We believe that we need that for, and if we don't have that, then there will be a moral decay. You see, people will, as they say, run amok, as if Christianity has reined anybody in from being ridiculous. So I believe that we could instill something different right there. If you can have grown people out here talking about some damn Jesus coming back, then you could put something else right there. You see what I'm saying? A unifying principle. I would argue that if black people love themselves and each other as much as we proclaim to love Jesus, we'll be looking at a whole different reality. But you're not taught to love you. You're taught to love what's outside of you. You see, what you can't even see. That's what you're taught instead. Y'all, wow. Talk about zaddy coming back. I cannot stand the word zaddy. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I can't stand that word. I can't stand it. I disagree with the word in principle. I disagree with the word zaddy in very basic principle. I disagree with the word. Okay, like, understand me. I disagree with the concept of the word and everything. I really do. I really, really do. But understand, these rituals and things that we have dedicated, again, our being to religion, I believe that it could be inserted with something else. I do believe that. And when you're dealing with a system that is continuously doing things, and black people have a tendency not to understand these things and then blame ourselves for these things, it's a big old mind fuck. That's what it is. It's a big mind fuck. And as we talk about mental health amongst black people, I highly doubt anybody's going to their therapist and talking about how much they worship the caves. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt they're going in there to deal with their fucking Stockholm syndrome. I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. I ain't never heard of it. I'll say that. I don't hear nothing about it. Mental health this, mental health that. Black people out here worshiping their oppressor, worshiping the caves, and ain't nobody getting therapy for that. So y'all can miss me with that mental health shit. Like, I'm not going. I'm not going. Because y'all niggas ain't dealing with the mental problems that you really got. You're not dealing with the mental problems you actually have. You going there talking about your daddy and your mama. Like, what about the fact that you got the caves on? What did your mama and daddy do to teach you to worship white folk? What will it take for you to get the caves off a pedestal? Maybe your mental health will be better if you do this first. Maybe you'll fare better in this life. But no, black folk ain't going to get no therapy for that. That's a problem unseen, right? So therefore, they're not going to go into no therapist and be like, you know what? I'm a coon. And I believe it was my mama and them and daddy and them that raised me to be a damn coon. What methods do you have? A journal? I need to keep a journal, like a little coon journal of all the cooning I do on a daily basis. Let me write down exactly how I act around these caves and what they make me do and how low I feel about myself and laughing at jokes that ain't funny. I do anything for these caves. Yeah. We not doing that. That's not something we doing. We going that bitch for anxiety, nigga. Like, nigga, you might be have anxiety because you got the caves on the pedestal. Like maybe it's this whole Jesus Christ cave thing that you got. Maybe something to look at. I don't know. As you talk about your trauma, you damn sure don't talk about how you was raised to worship the caves and hate yourself and hate people that look like you. So, black people not going to therapy for that. Therefore, I don't want to, this mental health the kink that black folk own right now, I'm not going with none of you niggas. Because I believe at the bottom of all your problems, the core of your problems is you being anti-black, hating your damn self. And you ain't getting therapy for that. You ain't doing that. You're not doing it, and you should be. You should be, because that's what our parents did to us. That we don't want to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? We want to deal with them, whooping our ass, or maybe they didn't tell us they was proud of us enough or they loved us enough, We wanted to go deal with shit like that. Not the fact that they raised us to be coons like them. We just, we don't want to put that on our parents, and we won't deal with our parents for it. And it's hard. I'm telling you, it's hard for a parent to hear. It's hard. It's hard for a parent to hear. You raised me to worship these people and pardon all their fucked up anti-black behavior. And in kind, I became anti-black myself because I believed I had to not be myself in order to receive love from these people when I shouldn't have gave a fuck about receiving love from them anyway. That's a hard thing to say to a parent. Hard thing, okay? Believe me, I know. It's difficult. But if you're going to be trying to get your mental health together, this, at some point you got to deal with it. Right, Jeff. Look at Jeff. Right. Jeff Calloway said, Grandma said, put it in Jesus' hands. Didn't she? Had to picture this white man up in her house. Picture this motherfucker head slumped over on a damn cross with, man. Like, come on, Grandma. Like, what the fuck? That's all you got for me? No black pride, no black identity, no, none of that? Okay. All right, Grandma. Cool. I see what's going on around here. I see. Because it was you that raised my mama and daddy to be a coon. So, and they raised me the same way. And we ain't dealt with this generational curse yet. Okay. And nobody wants to. We don't even identify it as such. Instead, we'll wait for the Supreme Court to ban affirmative action and then say they racist. Like, that's what we have to do instead. Like, instead, we gonna do that. And Grandma, it's really your fault. It really is, because I can't get the great. And if great still alive, go holler at her too. Like, what the hell you do? What'd you do to Grandma? Because all this shit do is get passed down, and it's not considered a generational curse. It's considered faith. I see posts every day. I be reading posts that say, God gonna take you out of your debt this week. And it's like, God allowed capitalism to rule the nation, but he gonna take me out of debt. Okay, cool. Whatever you say, post. Whatever you say, post. And black folk, I believe, yes, Lord, I needed this message. Like, no, the fuck you didn't, yo. That's not gonna happen. Like, that's not really gonna happen. You're gonna have to take your ass to work and pay down them loans. Like, there's no, you're not. Oh no, I ain't trying to laugh. I'm not trying to laugh at niggas for real. I'm really not. I was coming in here I wanted to be serious the whole time. I really did want to be serious. I was serious shit the whole time. If y'all could tell by the tone, I was really. But these posts be killing me. I mean, like, not a day goes by. Like, Oh my God. Like, really? You gonna find the love that you deserve if you just like, no, no. God ain't gonna, or he would have did it already. It wouldn't have took a post for you to, it just wouldn't. I'm not doing this with y'all. Like, I can't do it. Like, I can not do it with black folk. That kills me with this shit. Meanwhile, on podcast, and you cut the scene of motherfuckers sitting around in the podcast with microphones and shit in their face, sitting on couches and shit, with pink lights in behind them. Really, a feminine woman. Well, it's like, God damn it, you niggas. Why ain't God making you niggas talk about something else on your podcast? Like, when is that? Can you make that one? Because if God gonna take you out of that, it at least got to, like, why is these niggas, like, oh my God, sitting around with neon pink, blue, orange lights behind them, talking about some damn femininity. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. It kills me, yo. Like, y'all ain't good. Mega Just Me 09 says black women twerking in Ghana. I saw that. I posted it up on my I saw that. I posted it up on my Instagram page. And I put the caption on there, coons of a feather. Now, of course, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it does. But then again, it does. It's almost like, well, coons ain't got feathers, but it's one of those situations. But I still did it anyway. I don't give a fuck. I can do whatever I want. Coons of a feather. Now, some people will use something like that to, of course, disrespect black women all over, or American black women in particular. 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. They'll use that to just say, well, it's all they do and shit like that. I'm not going to do that. I do see an overabundance of it, more than I would like to. But nonetheless, those are just some coons. And it fits the diagnosis that I've given y'all of 99% of black people coons. So in this example, you have 3 or 4 black women twerking at the, it was at a, I think it was a slave castle or some place that was significant as far as the slave trade is concerned. You'll have those coons doing that. But then you have the cave worshiping, cave pedestalizing coons that exist every single day. You'll have black people who don't give a fuck about pro-blackness. They think it's a joke. So it's not just that they're the only coons, not twerking coons are the only ones that exist. No, that ain't real. That's a lie. It's the spectrum of coon shit that we be on is vast and great. And that doesn't make me happy to say that. It's vast and great. But that was some coon shit they was on. That was most definitely some coon shit they was on. And I think one of the women suggested that this is how she's honoring her ancestors, by twerking on top of that. And I've seen, some black women do this, and this is how they honor their ancestors, by basically the freedom to be, to sexualize themselves. When in fact, if you, close your eyes and you can drift back through history here a little bit, on a plantation, Massa had y'all twerking and on the plantation. That's not a marker of freedom to sexualize you, rape you. It's just not. Now, I can understand if you're saying from the angle of, well, now I'm sexualizing myself and therefore, it means something, but it doesn't. You just look like a fucking clown. You look like a clown. Yeah, that's all it is to it. Black men and women sexualizing themselves, you look like a fucking clown. That's just all it is to it. That's not freedom. That's not a marker of freedom at all. You just sexualizing yourself. And the society going to do that to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you can remember Sarah Bartman, if you can remember you being in zoos, being looked at for your physique, if you can remember having your genitalia mutilated, if you can remember these things, you will not feel as though sexualizing yourself is a marker of freedom. That's just the coon in you that believes that's what freedom is, you see. So it's just a piece of the coon mentality that I try to combat here as much as I can, as much as I possibly can. It just is what it is. What you mean? What you mean, Paris? Says Rob. I'm going back and forth with my sis about women and their style of dress. Okay, I see what you. Okay. Paris says think women are a danger based on their choice of clothing. No, I think women are a danger based on the fact that the the entire world has always viewed women as we. You know, let's just be real. Let me go back. Let me go back and not say the entire world. Men have viewed women as weaker and targets for crime. I mean, historically, this is just period. I mean, it doesn't matter. Women could walk around in beekeeper outfits like the some of them bitches in India do. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't make them less criminalized. I mean, let's think about this. Just to be fair, let's be fair about this because we have to. If you look at the acts of violence that take place against women in India, and they are fully covered, ain't nothing showing them but them bitches' eyes. If you look at the acts of violence that takes place towards them when they were to quote unquote get out of line, or when they are being disciplined, or when they do anything, they are not. The rape rates ain't low because they got on beekeeper outfits. Just niggas, the rapist ass niggas got to do more work to get to it, but it ain't doing. I mean, it ain't stopping crime because they got on fucking beekeeper outfits or they got on those hijabs or whatever the fuck you call them. If I'm fucking it up, I apologize, but that's not stopping crime against women. Period. That's just a fact. So therefore, I cannot then say, well, it's because you got on some short shorts or your ass out or you walk around half naked. I can say it's a little tasteless, but I'm not going to sit here and say, well, that's why crime is happening against you. That's just, you can't validate that based on the world. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like in comparison to women in other countries, you just can't do it. It doesn't add up at that point. It doesn't add up. Women are seen as weaker by men that want to engage in criminal activities or full-blown rape and things like that. So therefore, that's what that is. It has nothing to do with the way they dress. Now, how they're approached, possibly hollered at, if you will, that may be more of an argument that could be, that could correlate possibly there. But as far as just crime, no. I don't think so. And then you're making women's clothing responsible for the fact that men are criminals. And I can't rock with that. I think men should just chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I understand through the course of studying human history, men, and this is regardless of race, the motherfuckers they savage. They savage. If you're going to be real about it, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. Ain't nothing clothes motherfuckers can start wearing, all the clothes they want. That ain't about to stop crime or, in particularly, what we talking about sexual assault. Because I think that's maybe the crime that you're referring to. It's not going to stop sexual assault. Yeah. In my opinion, I'll say that. Paris says, but they won't chill out, especially if you have your whole ass out at the 7-Eleven. I agree with that. But then that's the men. You know what I'm saying? When you say they won't chill out, then men should be chilling out. I think that's a better message. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen a woman with her ass out that made me treat her no type of way. Like that ain't. So it's possible men can, be okay. Now I might look like, oh shit, that shit crazy as fuck. But that's not going to make me disrespect her. That's not going to make me want to rape her. That's not going to make me feel, like I can't control. Like I don't. So it's possible. Men can do it. I do it all the time. I see ass all over the goddamn place. That ain't making me act crazy. Like I'm about to run up and down. I'm taking this bitch. Like, no, I don't do that shit. That's the men you got to deal with. They need to chill out. You're right. But that's men. Talk to them. Talk to them. Now, of course, do I want any of my daughters presenting themselves like that in the world? Of course not. But I'm not going to be like, well, you should have had on a jogging suit. and then everything would have been okay. I would never. I'm going to try to kill me a motherfucker. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to look at my baby in the eyes and say, baby, you should have had on a jogging suit and you would have been okay. Because it's the men. The men is the issue when it comes to that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that comes to men need to be raised to be chill. You know what I'm saying? Men need to be raised to be chill. But this is what you do. You raise your kids. Raise them properly. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Jay, exactly. Ass out still requires the man to control himself. I mean, I see ass. I've been looking at ass all my life, and I ain't about to stop. Goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to stop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no gawker ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Weirdo ass nigga. But I ain't about to. But that ain't. I don't care if the cheeks hanging out the shorts. I ain't about to run up like grab her and like I ain't never been that type of person. So it's possible for you to be chill. Very possible. And that don't make me, respect a woman less. So I'm about to talk to her crazy. But if the chick in the jogging suit, I'm gonna come at her like, no, I'm be respectful regardless. So I know it's possible. You see what I'm saying? Just because of how I look at myself as a man and what type of man I want to be. The standard I set for myself. You see. The Bible does say this. Megan Just Me says, apparently as women, we shouldn't wear pants because it's in the Bible. The Bible does say that. Have women walking around in long dresses and shit all the time. Right. Exactly. Discipline and control. And I don't even, what's so crazy is discipline and control suggests that I'm stopping myself from being a rapist every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to rape her, but I don't. It's just, it ain't even in me. Like, it's not, I don't even have that in me. And I can't say that I know why necessarily or nothing like that. But I don't have to fight an urge, if that makes sense. I don't have to fight an urge not to go grab a woman. I don't have to fight that. But I do understand you saying about discipline and control. I get that. But I'm not fighting my inner sexual assaulter, if that's a sexual assaulter, if that's a word. I don't know. I'm not fighting that on a daily basis. Like, I'm good. I ain't bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Entheo says it's like the bait car. The people who will get caught trying to take that shit are similar to the ones who are attacking women. I won't be a part of either, but it's a faction who will. Absolutely, I agree. I think the argument is being made that the women that are dressed in a certain way, they're low hanging fruit essentially. But I think men should be better men. You know what I'm saying? I can't not speak to that as well. You know what I'm saying? Men should just be better men. Period. You say men be too much? I see this a lot. So I try to look, Paris says, I try to look as close to a man as possible in public. Men be too much. And that's sad, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a problem that you have to do that because men be too much. Well, what makes these niggas too much? What makes men be too much? At some point, we're going to have to, at some point in society, going to have to sit down and really look at this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with motherfuckers? For real. What's wrong with them? You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to. Because that means then you can't even go to the beach with a bathing suit on. You know, the pool, can you go to the pool in peace with a two-piece on? Or, I mean, you can't be at peace nowhere. That's sad to me. Especially as a father of daughters, that you got to wear a goddamn jogging suit everywhere. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, jogging suit everywhere. And as much as motherfuckers knock bonnets and slippers and house clothes, women still get hollered at when they got all that stuff on. It don't matter. I don't know why motherfuckers be talking shit. Talking about bonnets and shit. Like, that's stopping. Like, it don't matter. Flip-flops, jogging pants, bonnet, t-shirt from last night. It ain't stopping men from hollering or nothing, none of that. Now, I'm not saying they coming at you disrespectful or nothing crazy, but it don't stop no men. Motherfucker be talking about, they should care about their appearance. Men don't care. Men don't even be caring about that shit for real. Now, they get online and act like they care, but this is the problem with online versus real life. If a woman is thick, the jogging pants ain't gonna stop that thing from thanging. Let's just be real. She could big t-shirt, bonnet, house shoes. If the thing is thanging, it's thanging. It just is what it is. Like, and women still gonna get hollered at. Like, it don't stop nothing. But online, you'll have women coming out, be talking about bonnets and dudes, and I'll be seeing these stories, and it's like, why the fuck are y'all talking like this? This isn't real. This is not real life that y'all speaking on. It don't stop men. If men like a woman or he's attracted to a woman, he gonna holler. It don't matter. She could be fresh out the gym, sweaty as fuck, sweaty as hell. Don't matter. He gonna holler. Jogging pants, flip flops, nails not done, bonnet on. It don't matter. That's real life. The internet has created a space where people act like they don't exist in real life. I saw a recent story. Speaking of bonnets, I saw a recent story where some dentist office had told, no bonnets allowed or something like that. And that caused some type of uproar. And it's like, y'all need to stop with this bonnet shit. Finding reasons to talk shit about black women for what they wearing. I ain't really with that shit, yo. I'm not with that. Because I came up in a do-rag era. So men had on do-rags. They had on do-rags. Now, you couldn't wear them to school, but if you out in the streets, you wake up in the morning, you run down to the store with no do-rags allowed. Like, get the fuck out of here. I can't come in the dentist's office. Like, what the fuck is going on in that dentist's office? Bitch, you about to do some work on me. You about to be chiseling my teeth the fuck out, or pulling them, or cleaning them, or I gotta be dressed to impress at the dentist? No, that's just another way to try to shame black people and black women, particularly when we're talking about these bonnets and shit. It's just another way to try to shame black women. In my opinion, that's what it's looking like to me. You ain't gotta be like, no, I don't think you gotta do all that. You shouldn't have to do all that at all. Now, don't go to your job with one on, fine. But when y'all be talking shit about airports and dentist office, and like, get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of here. That doesn't make sense to me, personally. It just doesn't make sense to me. But all these people online to be talking that shit, they lying. They lying. I done seen plenty beautiful women in some damn baggy jogging pants, flip-flops from house shoes, bonnet on. I've seen plenty beautiful women like that. But I know what's happening. They just ran down to the store real quick. They just going to the grocery store to get some shit. That ain't nothing to dress to impress to do. It's just not. But anything to shame black women and black people in general, and black people are going to be the hardest ones going in on you about that. It's like, what the fuck? The caves don't have to take showers, wash their hair, put on decent clothes. They don't have to do shit. And don't nobody say nothing. They don't even wash their ass. Don't nobody say nothing. Like, don't nobody say nothing. They ain't got to comb, they ain't got to do nothing. They can just show up. Black women though, oh no, y'all got bonnets on, so that's not, professional, and that's not, it's like, y'all get the fuck out of here. I'd rather us focus on black men and women being coons. Keep your do-rag on. Keep your bonnet on. Stop cooning. Let's do that. You see what I'm saying? Let's just do that. Let's focus on that. I don't give a damn about your bonnet. Keep that bitch on. Just stop cooning. You see what I'm saying? Keep your do-rag on, brother. Stop cooning. That's it. I don't care about none of this other shit. Now, them cave ass weaves you have under that bonnet, that's another story. You see what I'm saying? That's another story. That's a different conversation. The cave weave you got on under the bonnet, that's another story. But ain't nobody saying nothing about that. That's fine. It's the bonnet that's the problem. Not the Euro cave weave they got on under it. It's the bonnet. Like, y'all don't shut the fuck up and get the hell out of here with this bullshit. If y'all don't get out of here with this bullshit, the cave weave is okay. But the bonnet, no, that's too far. Like, y'all get the fuck out of here, man. Like, come on. Just stop cooning. Can we do that? Can we love ours? Love yours. Can we do that? Can we do that? So we to me, it's just, again, more anti-blacking that be going on out here in the world. And when we start talking about these bonnets, and black people like to participate in these conversations. Paris say, "Oh my God, I saw a white woman with box braids the other day." I seen many white bitches with cave holes with box braids. So what? So what? I don't think we as a people are in a position to tell caves that they can't wear box braids. Meanwhile, our women walk around with cave hair. I don't think we're in a position to do that. Right? Not right now. Not right now. I think it could happen, but not right now. We've got to shut the fuck up. It is what it is. We have to shut our fucking mouths because, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. Jay says bonnets is trash, period. All of it. Usually they have that on because they don't have that fur. What you mean? Usually they have that on because they don't have that fur. What you mean when you say that fur? And I'm not knocking your opinion about bonnets. That's just your opinion. I ain't holding. I ain't even holding you. But what you mean they had that fur? Well, because I've seen even with natural hair women, and particularly with natural hair women, to help their hair not dry out, they may throw some Felicia braids in. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen some of them have on do-rags too, but I know what they're doing when they got their natural hair and maybe two strand coil, a twist or something like that. But it helps them, and sometimes even satin pillowcases and stuff like that to help their hair not be dry. Because cotton has a tendency to dry out a black woman's hair, and it's already tough to keep up with moisturizing black hair. So they're just doing that to help it not be dried out and shit like that too. So I understand the game. Okay, you was talking about. Okay, I know what you're talking about. You talking about fur, aka artificial hair, cave fur. I see what you're saying now. So basically, you're saying fuck them bonnets because underneath the bonnets is a whole bunch of cave hair, and sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's not. Now, I'm not saying mostly that probably is true. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's not. I've seen natural women have bonnets on too. Mad love to PGH Big Dog. Mad love to you. Paris, you wild, yo. Paris, please tell us more of what y'all hate so I know what to wear to the store next time. That's not true. If you sexy and thick, I'm sorry. Okay? Deal with your life. Okay? I'm sorry. Ain't no saving. There is nothing going to do nothing for you. You sexy and thick, I'm sorry. Deal with your life. Deal with your life. Ain't no point you sitting here acting like you got this big problem that you just too sexy and you got to put on some fucked up clothes to keep niggas away from you. I'm not listening to you, Paris. I'm not doing this with you. I don't know what you look like in real life, but if you sexy and thick, I'm sorry. Deal with your life. Okay? I'm sorry. Ain't nothing about to stop it. Okay? Nothing about to stop it. But bet money, if you was an ugly bitch and nobody ever talked to you, you'd be mad. If nobody ever looked at you, you'd be a little touched. Let's just be real. Let's not do this. Ooh, bars. Look at E. Oh no, no, no. Let me put that up there. E. Look. And Theo says, wear a t-shirt that says trans. Bars. There you go. Right there. Brother E done gave you the code. Okay? Brother E done gave you the code. Just put your trans tee on. And maybe. It still might, some of these niggas like, I don't know, but that right there might be the best defense for you and other women who may be watching this. Get you one of those tees that say, I am trans. And get it like a little attitude. I am trans, fuck you mean. Or something like that. I am trans, fuck you mean. And put that on, go to the store. And you may make it out, but some of these niggas, let's go ahead and tell you the truth about the whole situation. They might not even, like some of these niggas, they think they straight and they can fuck with a dude that got a wig on with a dick, and that's not gay. So be careful that the logic is moving more and more into these spaces that men are being, or some of these men that do this, and some of these trans, whatever the fucks, they're saying that you can be straight and still put your hand on somebody else's dick. So there's that. I am in the firm belief that you can't do that at all. I'm in the firm belief that you cannot have you even an artificial pussy and know you dealing with artificial pussy and be straight, all in tandem, all in unison. You see what I'm saying? And I've been told that is wrong. So I concede to the fact that I would just be a wrong ass nigga. I'd just be a wrong. I'd be wrong for the rest of my days. This just is what it is. I'm just gonna be wrong. That's what it sounds like when they start telling me that and they start going in on me about that. I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna be a wrong nigga for the rest of my life." Say less. You ain't got to tell me nothing else. Wrong nigga am I? What else? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean? What exactly do you mean? I'm gonna be wrong, and people gonna be mad, and they can call me all types of names, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I understand that people got to get off sometime, and I'm not going to hold them. I'm not going to hold them. If motherfuckers want to sit around and tell me, like, hey, that's wrong for you to think that, then I'll be a wrong nigga for the rest of my life. And I'm not changing. I'm not sorry. I'm not ever apologizing. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't doing none of it. So understand me. So that was a good idea. That was a bar. I ain't gonna hold you. That was a bar. Yeah, I can't do it, man. The rules that people got out here, I ain't built for it. I know that. I ain't built for it. But that trans t-shirt might be bars. So test it out and then let me know. I'll put it out there to the world. Now, I don't think it's going to stop everything. Because these dudes, man, it's tough. But I think that'll help curb some of the bullshit that's going on out here. Yeah, wow. Hell, honestly, I think women could probably curb a lot of these niggas just telling them I don't fuck with coons. Cause that's damn sure. I mean, if you are, to me, in a mindset to where you don't fuck with coons, you saving yourself at least 99% of people not gonna fuck with you anyway. I know this from personal experience. Just that one piece alone. Well, let me start at you don't fuck with coons, or just say you don't fuck with Christianity, Jesus, any of that shit. A lot of people not gonna fuck with you even with that. That's real life shit. I've had too many women say to me, nigga, you sexy as hell, you fine as hell, you don't fuck with God? Really? Like, I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm bullshitting. Yeah, I fuck with that nigga. Like, no, bitch, I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how thick you are. No, I don't fuck with God. And if you do, you a fucking coon. And I'm sorry. Beautiful, but you a coon. I'm talking about that filter. That filter alone will save you. People they ain't trying to fuck with you like that. They ain't trying to fuck with you like that. Period. At least where I live. You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about that heavy. Tell me you don't fuck with Cave Jesus. They not going to want to fuck with you like that. They not. Because I get that a lot. Like, you really don't fuck with God? Like, no, I don't fuck with God. So, and to me, you are a damn coon if you do. Especially if your God and Jesus is caves. Especially then. I won't say somebody a coon for being religious. You know what I'm saying? But you are an indoctrinated sheep if you fuck with it, period. Now, if your Jesus and your God are caves, or you're in the mindset it don't matter what race your Jesus and God is, then you're a coon. I'll clarify that. You see what I'm saying? But that alone, you people think they think you the fucking devil, essentially. They'll believe that. And you will not have to worry about people running up on you heavy. Because it's not something I do on purpose, but I think that a lot of times, when people are in these online spaces, they want to know, like, okay, are you really this person, or is this a front for, social media? And that's relevant. I'm not saying that's relevant, because a lot of people get on this internet and they fronting and faking all day. And that's very common, even with women. It's very, very common that they're faking beliefs and shit like that. And in real life, they're not like that. They're not like that at all. I've had women that, and then the second tier of this is, the zodiac shit. So if you cut the cave Jesus down and you cut down the zodiac astrology shit, bruh, you might got probably 4 chicks that you could talk to, or 4 dudes. If you flip it over, like, you might got about 4 people you can fuck with around here in this nation. Like, in the entire nation. If you want to find a way to filter bullshit out, just put those 2 things in place, and you ain't nobody gonna be fucking with you like that. Nobody. Leticia, it's real. Leticia said, men have ghosted me because I'm not religious. It's real. It's real. It's real. Goddess, look. Goddess. Oh, no. Goddess, Goddess, you know. Listen. Goddess. Listen. If a dude don't fuck with either one, and mad love to Goddess Ayana. Mad love to you. If a dude don't fuck with either one, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard pressed. Well, what do you believe in then? The devil? Like, you worship the devil? No, I don't believe in him either. Then what you believe in then? It's like, oh, God. Me? How about, is there a choice for me in this? Is that, so now you don't want to give me no pussy? Okay. All right, let's see. I lost out on some Libra pussy today. I don't know what to do about, I don't know how I'm going to take it, but, missed out on some Capricorn pussy. What am I do? But those are the L's that you take when you don't fuck with none of that shit. Like, if you just be like, no, I don't, no, I'm all set. I believe in me, and the moon ain't about to change nothing for niggas, and the quiet is kept. If you are this, and this is human, that means you share traits with the caves. Like, what the fuck? So I'm all set on all of that. But if you, if you have this, you know what I'm saying? If you have this mindset, they'll be like, nigga, you is the devil. Like, no, I don't believe in that whole ass nigga either. So, but yeah, there's that. So, but if you want to filter out some shit, you can do it with these two things alone. You could do it. No cave Jesus. And then if you go from cave Jesus with no religion at all, and then no zodiac, oh man, you 3-4 people in the nation that will fuck with you, and that's it. That's it. That's all. That's all you got. That is all you got. Because I swear I hate that. What's your sign? Like, oh my God. And ain't no sign for not a coon. And so that's just like, God damn it. Ain't no sign for not a coon. What the fuck am I gonna do here? How can I change the chart up like, to let you know that I'm not compatible with coons? Like, what do I need to do? I can fit it in somewhere, but my compatibility, like, you a coon. I don't give a damn if you're a water sign. Like, I don't care nothing about none of that. Like, the fuck out of here. Like, yo, stop this. Paris talking about, Rob, you definitely a Gemini. No, I'm not. I'm not a coon, first of all. Secondly, April 18th, 1983, I showed up. I arrived. That makes me, according to the rules of the charts, an Aries. Okay? So, there's that. And I'm tell you what's funny. Because I'll entertain the question. I ain't like, I'm an Aries. Like, what the fuck? What that mean to you? I test them to see what that means. And I had a woman tell me the other day, she said, oh, well, Aries is mean. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about it. She's like, yeah, Aries is mean though. And I'm like, well, okay, I didn't know, but I guess if that's the rules, I mean, well, you can't shake the rules, right? I must be this because the chart told me or told you I was this, therefore I'm mean. And I couldn't hold it because I can be a cold motherfucker. I couldn't hold it. I said, okay, if Aries is mean motherfuckers, I can't hold you for saying that. But she said Aries is mean. I said, okay, say less. Because you feel like you know me already, but I do bang, so I couldn't hold it. I don't know if that's looked at as mean or, you know what I'm saying? Like, but there isn't a sign, like, if I don't have nothing that's going to show, like, if I'm compatible with different signs, but I don't fuck with coons, then I don't think the compatibility is relevant per the sign. Like, I don't give a damn if you are compatible with me, you an Aquarius or some shit like I don't care nothing about none of that, man. I don't care nothing about none of that. Are you cooning or nah? I don't give a fuck what your sign is. I don't care nothing about none of that. Like, are you cooning or nah? Like, give me something. Give me some real shit. London said, I know they be looking at Rob all types of crazy. Sir, who are you or where did you come from? Bruh, you, listen, it's like I'm crazy as fuck. And what they'll do is try to find reasons to then, give me pussy even though I'm not with the shit that they with. So then it becomes, well, I ain't really fucking with it. I just use it for entertainment. You just want to give me some pussy. Okay, just say that then. Like, but are you a coon though? Like, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. It's just for I just use it for entertainment. Like, this is all I think it's fun. Okay, like, you just want a reason to give me some pussy. Like, stop this. Just say it. Like, it's okay. Like, I ain't tripping. You just want a reason. Like, all right, even though I don't believe in none of the shit you believe in. Like, I've even had some Christian chicks do that. Well, I don't go to church like that. I mean, like, you just want a reason to give me some pussy. Like, girl, go to church. Go to church. Go down to the altar and get you and find somebody to fuck at the church. Stop playing these games. I'm not with the shit. I'm not with this. It'd be funny as hell. Like, girl, go ahead. Go somewhere and sit down. You just want a reason. And I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I ain't even trying to. Oh my God, that shit be funny as hell to me. But then I have to be like, nah, I'm all set. It's cool. No, take your pussy to the altar. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Take it on down there to the altar. I'm good. I'm all set. It's okay. For real. Somebody talk about some Scorpios. Of course, the rule says that Scorpios is freaks. Y'all know y'all heard that before, right? Let me let y'all in on a secret. They all freaks. Like, stop this. This is why I can't deal with this shit really heavy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all freaks. If you got the juice, they all act like Scorpios. And I've heard people call them Scorpios. Shout out to Goddess. Where Goddess? Let me put her back up. Where Goddess at? God, I done heard Goddess call them Scorpios. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done heard Goddess. You gotta look at God. Guys are called Scorpio. I don't know what that means. Really, I don't know. Unless that means they'll fuck everybody or something like that. I don't know. But I've heard her call them Scorpios. And I don't know. I'm not saying they all act like that. But what I know is that they all freaks across the entire, and we're going to call it a spectrum at this point, okay? And across the entire zodiac. If that dicking, they gonna go. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't have a preference of Scorpios because they freaky. They all are, if we're being real. You just got to have something to motivate that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that's just a cheat code. Just a cheat code. Like, God, it's about, yeah, I do. I know you do. I'll be listening. I listen to shit about the Zodiac. I listen to motherfuckers talk about it and make their little jokes about, how this, people act in certain signs and shit like that. That shit funny, but I ain't never asked a woman what her sign was because I never gave a fuck. Not once in my life. Not one time. Not once. These days, are you cooning or not? And do I like you? I don't, it just is what it is. It just is what it is to me. Jade, I'm telling you, they do that shit, bro. They do that. I've always, women, if they like you, they're going to try to find reason. Like, I've had women say this shit. I normally don't like guys with insert whatever they don't like here. But you different. Like, okay. Just say you trying to figure out a way to make it logical to give me some, like, it's just you want to. It's okay. It's okay. All right. It's just like, just you're not really with that shit like that. You see something you like and you want to holler or whatever. Just be. It's okay. We ain't got to do all this. To me, you ain't got to do all that. Are you cooning or not? Do you believe that racism is something that is gone away? Do you believe there is a way for black people to appropriate enough of the caves for them to be accepted? Are you shocked that the Supreme Court got rid of affirmative action? Did that hurt your feelings? Do you feel as though you about to go vote your way out of oppression? Do you think that? Did you go get the shot when they told you to? These are the relevant questions I have. What your sign is, not on the list. Not there at all. Mm-mm. Did he rise on the third day? Like, you think that? Floated whole body right up in the sky, huh? Not just his spirit, his whole body went. Okay. You believe that, then to see what your sign is don't matter to me at that point. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what you like. Is this your real life? Oh, okay. You believe all this shit for real, huh? Let me show y'all this post. Watch this. I'm about to share the screen real quick, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone because I really need to get me some damn food and chill. I need to really do a live stream where I show y'all my where we could just go through some of my Facebook posts and things I've commented on. Let me show y'all this though. Hold on. It's something I put up the other day. This black woman talking about, no, not this. That's interesting. Let me share the screen now. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This was interesting to me, though. About women. I put it up on my Facebook. If you want to see the post, it's there. Of course, I had to roast Idris coon ass up. Hold on. Let me find it. This, if you support Charleston White, we're not compatible. I don't give a damn if we born on the exact same day at the exact same time. We not gonna be compatible. You fucking with coon ass nigga like that? Shh. Nope. Hold on. Here you go. Right here. Watch this. Let me look. This the type of shit right here. Like, I can't, man. Look, I'm gonna read this to y'all. Okay. I'm gonna read this to y'all. Yola Marge. I want to show you guys what surrendering your dating life to God looks like and how many women refuse to settle on alone. Last night I went to grab some chicken wings at the store to make me some dinner. I saw this man, tall, handsome, beard, and child, look twice at me. Then we both locked eyes. He smiled at me and I smiled nervously. I was OTP speaking. I don't know what OTP is. Maybe somebody can clarify what OTP is, what that means. I don't know. I was OTP speaking and he approached me saying, "Are you speaking to your partner? You have one." I said no. He said, "Okay, now I can ask if it's okay to know now I can ask if it's okay to know more about you." I hesitated, LOL. He says, "I understand if you're hesitant. I know how men are." We start talking about church plus Jesus briefly. Again, if he'd have just said, like, "No, I don't fuck with that cave religion shit," he would have been out of there. Says here, he asked if I was comfortable giving him my number. I said, no, I don't give my number out freely. Plus, I'm not interested in dating right now. We start chatting more again, and he tells me he's an engineer and a personal trainer on the side. And child, my mind went cha-ching. And he ended off inviting me to meet him at church, and I told him I'd think about it. Then he says this. He says, "I really would like your number. You seem different. Aside from you being beautiful, it'd be great to know you. But you said no, so take my number down and pray about it. And if God says hit me up, then hit me up." So I took his number down, and for real, that night, The Lord, hold on. Let me go back. Let's keep on. The Lord answered me by asking me these questions. Are you in a safe/healthy place to embrace romantic love? Are you confident in your focus right now? Does this man seem like he'd be in sync with you, with my will for you and the work I'm doing in you? And there my answer, no. Like, hold on, I'm trying not to laugh through this shit. Like, I can't do this. Is like, get the fuck out of here. The Lord assured me to prioritize priority right now, and it wasn't dating. To the carnal mind, this seems extra, but we've dwindled love and use it interchangeably for lust, which is why we have so many broken people plus family today because of our lack of understanding of love and choosing the right one. When you come from a broken family and a series of broken hearts, you won't take dating casually. When you have focus to protect and a relationship with God to maintain and a sexual purity to guard, you won't take dating casually. These are parameters. Protect your peace and heart at the end. Now, do you believe that no matter what sign this delusional bitch is, I would not be interested in dealing with her because she's delusional? Once you start talking about love and understanding that she's acting like, you don't just fall in love off first sight in the streets. You get to know a person and you develop love with that person, and that's how you move forward. But apparently, you could just, God is going to come to you. The Lord going to answer you. Now, the Lord ain't going to take your pussy like he did Mary. So there's that. But what he will at least do is come talk to you at night. This is delusion. And this is something I would never be interested in dealing with in a romantic capacity. I don't have time for this. God done told her, does this man seem like he be in sync with you for my will and the work I'm doing in you? She don't even know the man. The man just introduced himself and asked her to come to church. Like, how the fuck you know he ain't in sync with your shit? Like, now this may be relevant. Are you confident in your focus right now? Now, I don't know what her focus is. Are you in a safe, healthy place to embrace romantic love? She may be damaged. That's fine. God, you don't need God to tell you that. You know whether you damaged or not. She don't even know this man. And God done told her, no, I want you to keep that pussy for me. Don't you worry about it. I don't want you fucking with nobody right now. Like, come on, yo. And this what he... Like, come on, this is what I'm talking about. This is why, again, if you just let that Jesus go, it will clear up a whole lot. Like, ain't no way. As beautiful as she may be, none of that wouldn't matter because ain't no way I'm going to listen to a bitch talk to me like that in real life with a straight face. Nothing about no God. Nothing about no God. God, Jesus, church, nope, don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear none of that. She don't even know that man. And God done told her don't fuck with that man. He the one. Now, I don't know who he prayed to that night, but he the one dodged a motherfucking bullet. That's what he did. Yeah, he dodged a bullet on some Neo on the Matrix shit. He the one dodged the bullet. And I don't know whether he prayed that night and God came and talked to his ass or not. Because this bitch right here is delusional. That's full-blown delusion. And what makes that post so crazy is it got over 65,000 likes. People was in the comments, women, yes, yes, yes. Let God be the one that you give yourself to God and he'll direct your dating to. Like, these are lies. This is all lies, all delusion. This is what I'm talking about. I couldn't do it. I'm all set with that. I'm all set. I can't do it. I have no interest in doing it at all. Don't want no parts and no woman that think like that in any type of way. At all. Okay? Only thing I can deal with is, oh my God. Because I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, woman, oh my God, cool. You ain't got to be religious. Say, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I could deal with that. But this type of shit, no. I refuse. I stand down. I'm not with the shits. But you could save yourself from dealing with a whole lot of people if you just don't even embrace that shit at all. Period. But y'all, I'm about to get the fuck off here. It's done got late. I gotta go to work in the morning and shit. I appreciate those that came through here. and we had the conversation about affirmative action. Now we went somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But bottom line is, until black people develop themselves to where they put pride in themselves and stop begging the caves to let you in their facilities, create your own facilities, make those facilities prestigious to you. It don't matter what the fuck the caves think. It doesn't matter at all. When we start holding our rich, bourgeoisie class black folk accountable, and I'm not saying do anything to punish them, but at least challenge them when they come to try to sell you Ciroc. Say, no, we don't want no more of your motherfucking liquor. Go build a university somewhere. Keep your liquor to yourself. Keep your Ciroc. You can keep all that. We don't need none of that. What we need is infrastructure. So you keep your dirty ass, bullshit ass liquor anyway. It ain't doing nothing but killing black folk anyway. So you can keep that. At least start broaching a conversation with that, as opposed to being impressed with Ciroc, with liquor, with clothes, with other these entrepreneur ass niggas with their LLC, or I'm gonna sell you a course on how to get money and make money. No, fuck all of that. If you for the people, you do it for the people. And you understand what the people need. And what black people need is for these HBCUs to actually be black owned. And we have enough capital circulating around in this country to make these HBCUs actually be black owned first and make them be prestigious and pristine. We can do that. We do not need these fucking caves to do that for us. Okay? And don't be shocked by anti-blackness in this country. If you are still shocked, then you aren't paying attention, not only not to me, but not paying attention to any other of the black orators, master teachers that we've had that gave their life passion to trying to wake you coon ass niggas up. You just ignoring everything that they ever said. They told your ass that white supremacy wasn't going to stop because you're going to take your ass down there to vote. They told you it wasn't going to stop. They told you could change your hair, your dress, your clothes. You could change all of that. They told you it wasn't going to stop. And you didn't listen. Your parents didn't listen. So what they did was they taught you that, well, just be anti yourself enough to make these people happy. And if you can just make them happy, then your life going to be okay. They lied. And now you lying to your kids. And it's time for us to correct that generational curse and build our culture on black pride. That's what I believe. I'm not changing that shit. Mad love to y'all. I will see y'all on the next one. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. I'm out.